First Sip Brew Box is a one-of-a-kind subscription service for craft beer lovers based right here in Pittsburgh. Every month, First Sip will send you a box full of craft beer enthusiast essentials including t-shirts, glassware, and even food. Right now, our friends at First Sip Brew Box have an offer for you. Just sign up for a 3-month subscription and get your 4th month free. Just enter the code HOPNationUSA when you sign up at firstsipbrewbox.com. That's HOPUSA at checkout to get your 4th month free at firstsipbrewbox.com.
Woe to you, O earth and sea.
It's the Hop Nation
USA Podcast.
Episode 73 coming right at you with who else? Myself, Adam. Who else? Steve. Who else? Kelsey on the Hop Nation USA podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Steve, how are you on this fine recording session?
I am happy to be on the show.
However,
just general life is a pain.
Oh, okay.
Of sickness and tiredness. I'm going to have a beer about it.
Yes, you will.
Yeah.
Yes, so on a much lighter side of things, we honestly have ourselves a pretty good guest host. She's been here before. She's one of the best that we got. Kelsey, welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
We are so happy to have you back. You bring levity to the group, and we appreciate that.
Thank you. I do what I can. I kind of feel like I'm on NPR right now a little bit. Like, that was a very NPR-y intro that you did, I feel like.
You like that?
Yeah.
And now here's weather.
You gotta throw it to Paige Larkin Jacobs and Larkin Paige Jacobs in
What?
the WESA studios.
No, seriously.
Here's Tiny Desk.
The Tiny Desk concerts are great. No, thanks for having me back, guys. I always like coming on.
Great.
Yeah.
We are happy to have you here because we're here to talk about beer. You like to talk about beer, so let's talk about beer.
Let's talk about some beer.
Kind of beer we gonna talk about today?
So we're going to talk about good beer.
Good beer.
We have not had this style of
Can
beer.
you define good beer for us?
Beer that I like.
Yeah, great.
That's it. Very simple.
Okay.
Okay.
The most very subjective.
Yeah, it's true.
Sure.
Good beer is very subjective.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So,
well, for the most part, there are some. I'll just say American. I think that's objectively bad.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the most part. However, I'll guarantee you there's somebody out there that does genuinely like American.
And they're also objectively bad.
Yes.
They're an objectively bad person.
Yes. Agreed. Kelsey, you were about to say?
I was going to say, can you tell us what kind of beer are we drinking tonight?
Absolutely. I am going to introduce this beer. It is a style of beer that is one of my favorites, and I'm really surprised we haven't had it on the show here before. We've had similar styles, but not this style in particular. But the good old-fashioned Hefeweizen.
We've had Hefeweizens in the past.
Yeah.
We just never
Correct.
dedicated an episode to it.
Right.
So
and
wait, the whole show is Hefeweizen?
the whole show is Hefeweizen, so I am happy. I am on cloud 9. I'm sure everybody can tell.
I actually need you to rein it in just a little
I'm
bit.
sorry. I apologize for that.
Your excitement's getting a little out of control right now.
That outburst.
How dare you?
I'll sit back down. But no, this is one of the favorite beers in my personal opinion. It's one of the best beers to have. It's an enjoyable one to make. I just really like it. That's it. So we're gonna have it.
Great.
Okie doke.
Cool. What's our first beer this evening,
So
Adam?
our first beer is from a brewery out of Cincinnati.
Okay.
It is Cincy made. This is Rhinegeist, the Hugh.
Oh.
The Hugh. H-U-G-H, not H-U-E.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So Hugh, not Hugh.
Right.
Duh.
Right.
Phew.
Obviously.
Or Hugh.
It's the hook.
No, it is not the Hugh.
Okay.
So, quick numbers, 5.4 and 10.
All right.
Percentage in IBUs,
Makes sense.
respectively.
Can you maybe give the audience a little bit of a background on what the Hefeweizen is and
So the Hefeweizen is a wheat-based beer. You have to have at least 51% of your grain bill be wheat-based. So
wheat in the hue?
Wheat.
wheat in the hue. Yes. So whenever you have a classically brewed Hefeweizen, it's usually going to have notes of clove and banana. It's going to have a light color to it, a little darker than a straw. It's not going to be particularly clear. It's going to be good and cloudy. And one of the best parts of it is the head is typically a nice, crisp, white, and fluffy head. And it's going to stick around for a while. Unlike other styles of beers where the head will dissipate very quickly, the Hefeweizen is not like that. It will stick around for a while. It'll be a showpiece.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well said.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That was right off the top of my head, too.
Yeah. Well, it should be. That's one of your favorites.
This style I do say is in your wheelhouse, Adam. So you know, I would hope you'd be able to explain it eloquently.
Absolutely. This is one of the first beers that made me like craft beer. Beforehand, I was always going down the path of what other new craft beer drinkers will do is go with the IPAs because it's different. But eventually, I didn't like IPAs. I came to that realization when I started going in other directions, such as the wheat beers and your Hefeweizens. Like, oh, this is way better. This has that nice clove flavor, has that nice banana flavor. I dig on this. And then I started digging on this. And I continue to dig on it to this day.
And probably will continue in the future.
Yes, I see no stopping the digging.
He has it marked in his calendar.
Yeah.
2023, no more Hefeweizens.
I need to get all of my Hefeweizens in now.
Hopefully they never become too popular and put him off. And
I don't. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be the heavy hipster.
Right.
I liked them before they were cool.
Because I know how much of your opinion is swayed by public opinion.
Absolutely.
The heavy hipster. I can see that, actually. You know, you got like a stylish hat on and you're at some beer events and you're just like all about the Hefeweizens and you're just Hefeweizen this and Heffy that and the notes of clove and
I'm gonna have a big white fluffy wig on.
I think as a heavy hipster, you would actually have to smoke clove cigarettes.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
Get ready to take that up as a hobby now.
Prepare yourself.
I'll have to start my own Instagram account as the heavy hipster.
You might have to.
That's right. Valencia, everything.
So, looking at this beer, it had a nice big fluffy white head, although it quickly dissipated.
It did. I was kind of
dissipate
disappointed in that
very
one. So my bad. Or perhaps it's Rhinegeist's bad. You don't know.
Yeah, don't take the blame for them.
That's right. They know what they did.
It is a very clear beer, which is also kind of against what Adam said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Again, that's not necessarily your fault. Maybe they didn't brew with the wheat, or maybe they filtered it extra.
Let's say they have to brew it with the wheat.
Well, people lie.
That is true. That is true. You can't believe everything people say. But I seem to believe that Rhinegeist would do things the correct way.
Yeah.
I've had beers from them before. They usually do it the correct way.
Yeah, and it does say that there's wheat on the can. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shall we try this?
We shall.
On the nose, it does smell like a Hefeweizen.
It does. It's very malty,
it's very heavy.
bready smell to it.
It smells like wheat bread, actually.
There you go.
Like, I don't know. I don't eat a lot of wheat bread, so.
I don't know what to do with that information.
Well, I was trying to name like a bakery instead of just saying Great Value wheat bread, because saying Great Value makes it sound cheap.
Go with Roman meal.
Okay, sure.
That's a bread?
It smells like Roman meal wheat.
I'm 99% sure Roman meal is a type of bread. Or a
Pepperidge
bakery.
Farm is a type of bakery.
Yes.
Like that does bread.
Okay, sure. Pepperidge Farm.
Yeah.
It smells like Pepperidge Farm wheat bread.
Yeah.
All right, let's taste this.
Interesting.
How so?
Well, I have to try it again because it seems a lot more pointed. Usually Hefeweizens are a nice smooth. I can't use the word pillowy because we've used that too much before in past episodes. But this seems
We
very...
used it in one episode that I said.
Correct, and it was still overused. I'm still going to say it's a bit sharp on the taste, more so than I was expecting.
I don't know. I don't find it all that sharp, but then again, I'm into beers that are way more sharp on other things.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like IPAs and stuff, I enjoy. Like a 6-point resin. That's a really sharp beer.
It's like slap you in the mouth.
Right, yeah.
Obviously, as compared to others, or even when you get into the sour category, this is nowhere near that.
Yeah, exactly.
However, in the realm of the Hefeweizen, this seems a bit much.
I see what you're saying. Like, if we're speaking strictly about the Hefeweizen style.
That was the realm I was sticking in.
I would agree. It has it's a little more forward.
Mm-hmm. Not in the way of bitterness by any stretch.
No.
Obviously, it has 10
no.
IBUs. You ain't gonna do much with that.
No,
the beer's not bitter at all.
No.
It just has that maltiness. Maybe a little bit on the clove spice. That's what's a little forward.
I'm not getting a ton of banana, but that just might be me.
Correct.
No, I'm not getting
Okay,
either.
great.
Yeah.
So it's not just me.
Yep.
We agree on the lack of banana.
Not that I'm saying that's maybe necessarily a bad thing. Because sometimes I think some Hefeweizen,
Some of them definitely do get too sweet with the bananas.
some of them get too banana-y.
But again, that comes down to a brewer's choice of what direction they're looking for.
Also true.
No, I'm okay with this.
I don't have a problem with it. It went on the other side of the spectrum that I was anticipating,
Okay.
and it's still within the bounds.
Yeah, no.
By all means.
Yeah, it's still within the bounds of a Hefeweizen.
And side note, can we make sure that we don't use the hashtag banana forward? Because I don't want a bunch of dick jokes on Twitter.
So, hashtag banana forward. It is. It's hashtag banana forward, not hashtag forward your banana.
That's true. Kelsey, aren't you glad you came on this episode so we can have banana jokes?
I'm so excited that I did.
God damn it. I don't know if you did that on purpose or not.
Yeah, I really
Actually,
hope.
no.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No, really? Adam, you didn't do that whole sentence on purpose. How do I even try to keep a straight face and answer you now, knowing that it wasn't on purpose? Did you listen to yourself?
Do you listen to yourself?
Did you hear the story before we started recording?
I did.
It happens more than once.
Aren't you glad you came on this show?
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to quit.
Dear listeners, this is the last time you'll hear me on Hop Nation USA. I'm done. No, just kidding.
I said you had a good run, but we'd like to have you back.
I did have a good run.
Sometimes it's hard, Kelsey, because I don't understand if Adam is like a master manipulator who controls the conversation to get to these terrible, disgusting puns, or if he's just actually that quick.
Sometimes.
I can't tell.
Or if he just trips over his own dick and falls into a groaner.
You are welcome.
Yeah, I can't. Sometimes it's like, ooh, well done. Sometimes it's like, oh, no. And sometimes it's like, do you listen to yourself? We're on the spectrum. We're all over the place right now.
Can you not use on the spectrum?
You already said the Hugh was on the spectrum, so...
I'm just using your phrasing, Adam. I'm just
That's fair.
playing off the words you're using.
That's fair. I can appreciate that.
Yeah. Let's move on.
Yes, please.
Let's move on.
Let's move on.
What did everybody do this weekend?
Drank beer.
Me too.
I
Kelsey.
worked.
Boo.
Boo. Do you
But I
wanna
had some beer.
do
Yay.
you want to hear about the fun we had instead?
Yes.
And you can live vicariously?
Can I please? I
Yeah.
really want to. I want to hear everything.
So I'll begin.
Please.
Yes, please.
Because I had the most fun, I think.
Yes, I
I'm
believe you
listening.
did.
Yeah.
Start from the beginning. Don't leave anything out.
I attended Freshfest.
Jealous.
The event that pretty much everybody had been hyping for weeks, that we hyped on the show for 3-4 weeks.
I'm
Right.
so jealous.
Yeah. It was a damn good time.
Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a damn good time, and I fully expect it to be back next year. So I have no qualms about speaking about it to, get people enticed to go to it next year. Mm-hmm. For being a first-year beer event, that's like something that's really hard to do. They definitely pulled it off, and they pulled off a lot of the other like special things that make it stand out. Being one, they brought in black-owned breweries
Right.
from outside of Pennsylvania. That's kind of rare to begin with, is seeing breweries that aren't in certain distribution networks or just, being local in general.
Which I think is fantastic.
Yeah.
That they were able to do that.
Yeah. The other thing they did, which is getting popularity, I think, in beer fests, because we see it in Brutal, and it's also part of the Pittsburgh Brewers Guild event that's coming up. But they had collaboration brews, and I think that's a really big thing. But because this was meant to promote diversity in brewing and just black culture in general, all the collaborations were made with black business owners or artists in the area.
I love that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
And they made some killer fucking beer.
Tell me more.
Yeah. For example.
Well, for example, I mean, we talked about it on episode 72, or 71 actually, with Allegheny City Brewing and Dennis. They brewed a black IPA together. And that beer was pretty killer. Yeah. It kind of looked like a coffee latte.
Okay.
Ooh.
But it was really hoppy. So, yeah, it was a very interesting beer. I liked that bunch. I will say, though, wasn't my favorite.
Okay.
Just because there were two other beers that got really wild and were really good. So one of them was from Rock Bottom. Meg Evans, she brewed another Brute IPA.
Okay.
But it was like a passion fruit.
Ooh.
Yeah. It was a passion fruit Brute IPA.
I'm surprised she didn't call it a passion brute.
She could have called it a fruit brute. Fucking Lance.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really fruity, but it was also really dry. I think it was actually better than the one that we had on the episode we did with her.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah. And then the other beer I had, which I think it was my favorite.
Okay.
I think it was.
I drank a lot of beers this weekend, guys.
I drank a good amount of beer, but it stood out to me just because of its inventiveness and experimentalness. But from Bloom Brew, they had a mesquite habanero barbecue beer.
What?
Yeah.
Say those words again in order, please.
Mesquite habanero barbecue beer.
That's bananas.
No. Mesquite barbecue habanero. It was spicy, it was smoky.
Yes.
It was everything you could want for just like it was called For the Cookout.
Okay.
Yeah. And like that's the kind of beer you want for a cookout.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it sounds like they took the Q from Dew Claw and turned it all the way up to 11.
That beer can go fuck itself.
Okay.
In compared to this one.
Okay. All right.
I love Dew Claw, but that beer can go fuck itself
I
compared
don't
to
think I've had the Q from Dewclaw.
I mean, it's worth a try. It's pretty divisive, I think, among people. Yeah.
It's either you want it or you don't want it.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Did it have any like particular style of beer, or was it just more of a
The best
we're gonna throw all this together and see what comes out?
the best I could give you is it was probably a brown ale.
Okay.
Yeah.
Seems like a good base for that
Yeah.
sort of thing.
I have this thing, and we've talked about it, how like styles are just kind of losing their prevalence in a way. And I think when you get to so many different adjuncts, you definitely lose.
Right. No, yeah, of course.
Yeah, because all those other flavors cover up, what the base beer would have been.
I think the overarching styles are just a loose terminology.
Yeah.
It's like a loose family to group
Right.
all of this under.
Right.
So do you know who that was in collaboration with?
It was brewed in conjunction with Cocopreneur.
Okay.
And Cocopreneur is a kind of a blog, social media sites.
Gotcha.
That are for promoting black-owned businesses in Pittsburgh.
Nice.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice. Were there any beers that you were like, I could live without that in my life again? And then outside of the Mesquite one, did you have any other beers that you were like, I need this in my life more?
Let's see. A couple other beers I had that I enjoyed. Grist House, they have their Lucid series.
Right.
They had the can of the Lucid Pelican there.
Ooh, all right.
So that was a newer release, and that's pretty top notch.
I haven't had the Lucid Pelican yet, so.
Let's see. What else? Fury's collaboration called the Dreamsicle.
Ooh.
It was, again, kind of an orange, creamsicle IPA.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
So something we've seen a number of times, but they did a good version of it. I'm sorry, I don't remember who they were paired with to do that.
And then my final question. Sorry, I'm just living vicariously through your weekends. Adam, don't worry. Questions are coming your way when we talk about your
That's
weekend.
okay. I am prepped.
Were there any new breweries that debuted that are local to the area that you hadn't seen yet?
Not really. Everything that was there is like somebody that I had seen in the past.
Okay.
They got a lot of mostly established names for that event. Like I said before, they brought in black-owned breweries from, all over the country. There was one also that they're kind of in their Kickstarter phase.
Okay.
Called Harris Family Brewing.
Okay.
And they're out of Harrisburg, but the owner and brewer's last name is also Harris. So.
Oh, well, that's convenient.
Yeah. But they're looking to become Pennsylvania's first black-owned brewery.
I love that.
So they have a Kickstarter, and I'm sure we'll put a link up to it at some point.
Let's do it.
Yeah, they had a Imperial Cream Ale on tap. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't think I've ever had an Imperial.
I don't believe
ale.
I have either.
Like it was pretty rich, but also they employed using like a good bit of corn and like smoked corn.
Okay.
Into the mash, and so it gave it a little bit of a smell of corn whiskey, but it also tasted like, I don't know, it tasted kind of smoky and rich in that way.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Right on.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully next year I will be able to go to this event.
Agreed.
I will put it on the calendar now.
Right.
As a future.
And judging from the buzz that I had heard, it's probably going to happen next year.
Yeah, it's probably going to happen next year. I mean, they're already kind of looking for sponsorship. That's the other thing is they did it this year without sponsorship, really.
Which is ridiculous.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, they kind of did it without sponsorship this
Good
year.
for them.
Yeah.
That's
So-
incredible.
But they already put out a call. Yeah, I think Dave Bracey put up on his Twitter, just looking for somebody. Like if anybody has any experience reaching out to sponsors.
Right. And I have a bunch of people that are going to be pouring in. Mm-hmm. This from what I had heard and what I understand, this is a really good event that a lot of people are embraced.
Yeah, they set themselves apart from every other beer fest.
Very true. Very true. And that is something that is the exact opposite of what I had.
Yeah.
Yes, Adam, tell us about your weekend.
Tell us about what you did.
That's all I'm going to say. No, there was there were 3 or 4 events going on in Pittsburgh, but the other large-scale event was the PNC Park Craft Beer, Craft Wine, and Craft Spirits Festival.
Yes, you brought this up a few weeks ago when I was on.
Yes. It was fun. It's pretty hard to have a bad time at a beer festival. However, I don't believe it had the same vibe as what Freshfest would have, or Beers at the Berg, or the Big Pour, or any of the other kind of local-centric beer fests are. You could tell that this was definitely a corporate beer fest, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
There was plenty of beer, there was plenty of wine, there was plenty of spirits. However, the vast majority of tables that were dispensing, the people that were doing the pouring, I had no idea. You couldn't. There were no. The brewers weren't there. The people that work at the breweries, they weren't there. It was just volunteers or paid pourers. Here's your beer, get out of line. Here's your beer, get out of line. That kind of thing. And I've seen that before. I think they kind of do that at the Winter Beer Fest as well.
A little bit. I'm sorry. I just got this image in my head, and like you take the old cartoon music of the factory.
Dun, 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 dun,
exactly. I'm just imagining people in line cycling through.
That's kind of what it was.
That's a good image.
Yeah. Yeah.
Powerhouse by Raymond Scott.
Yeah.
There you go. It actually is.
No, he's actually
No.
right. I only know I know that because I've used it in editing videos. I don't know why he knows that.
It's a good song.
The more you know with Adam. You just pull these random trivia facts out. I'm like, what is happening?
1950s jazz with Adam.
That could be a whole segment.
Oh boy. With jazz, cigarettes, and everything.
Yes.
But it was a nice event. We did have VIP tickets, and that got us up into the 200 level of PNC Park, which is
fancy.
The club. Pinkies out, everyone. So that did get you up into the club level. The I think they call it the 3000 Club, the Pittsburgh Club, that sort of area. And they did have some exclusive beers up there, quote unquote.
Can you give us some examples?
Yes,
like,
I would
you said it's like pretty corporate, but I have images.
So there were. I'll give you an example. Dogfish Head. They had beers from Dogfish Head. They had the whatever their pumpkin beer is. I think it's called the Pumpkin Ale.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It's too soon.
I know. They had that, and they did have the Bitches Brew.
Okay.
Which, okay, it's not it's an uncommon beer, but it's not rare by any stretch of the imagination.
Right.
Like Erie Brewing Company, they had the Salil Shandy, and they had the Johnny Rails Pumpkin Ale.
Again with the pumpkin. You can find those.
Right.
Yeah.
So not that those are bad beers by any stretch. They're just not uncommon beers or things that you strive to go find. If you are a craft beer drinker going in there, chances are you've had at least half of it.
Probably.
If not more.
Can you speak to like some of the wine and spirits? Like, was Wiggle there?
I didn't see Wiggle there.
Was Maggie's rum?
Didn't see him.
So who was representing
who was
like
there?
the spirits?
I don't even remember.
Okay.
There was a bunch of stuff that they kind of just filled in the void. Like I tried cocktails, I tried some whiskeys and things like that, but there was nothing that kind of jumped out at me. There was nothing. Oh, I know these these distillers. I know this. I know them. There was nothing like that.
Okay.
It was just kind of.
So were the spirits presented more in cocktail form, or were you able to try them on their own?
It was a bit of a split.
Okay.
There were some prepared cocktails. There were some that was just here, try a shot, and then there were some that were supposed to be cocktails but just ended up like shots.
Fair.
Okay. Yeah.
There was one in particular. Whoever was tending bar there, she was supposed to be making some sort of raspberry blueberry cocktail, and it just tasted like whiskey.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what you get for getting volunteers.
Right. I mean, all in all, it wasn't bad. But if I had the choice again between this and Freshfest, I know where I would go.
See, that's really interesting that they would put on that kind of event in Pittsburgh and not use kind of the local flair.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially at PNC Park, like people going to that event are going to be like, you know what? I want to do the ballpark. I want the perks of the ballpark, but I want to be able to drink local.
Right. I want this to be a Pittsburgh day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do that. I mean, they did have some local representation there. I saw Voodoo there. Knockin' Noggin Ciders was there.
Okay.
Yes, there were some local representatives. I won't even say it was well attended. I would say it was almost over attended.
Oh, interesting.
The lines were very long, and obviously you get a lot of people. It's basically like going to a Pirates game.
Right.
Except that there's lines of people trying to get beer. But it was crowded, to say the least. Bottom line, it was enjoyable. That was more enjoying friendship than going and trying all the beers.
Got it.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess there was I don't know. There was plenty of friendship and fun to be had at Freshfest.
No, I get that.
Which was also actually over attended.
I had heard that.
Yeah,
Yes.
because they ran out of glasses a number of times, and they finally got down to the point that they had to use plastic cups. Yeah, so it was over-attended, but it never seemed crowded because there was just a lot of space at Nova Place.
Yeah.
Just out in the courtyard.
Yeah.
And people could go and sit down at Federal Galley.
Yeah.
And just chill out. So
I like Federal Galley.
yeah. So like that whole entire space, plus the inside was open as well.
Oh.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you could go inside and use the bathroom and not piss in a porta potty like an animal. Those were there, but
You can be a dignified human.
Exactly.
Yeah, you didn't have to act like a raccoon.
Yeah. So a much better event.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for letting me live vicariously through you both.
Yeah.
That's all right.
So it sounds like we were part of two sides of the same coin in that somebody experienced a very corporate and humdrum event.
It wasn't bad. It just wasn't great.
It was bad. I don't care. I wasn't there. It was bad.
Nobody got stabbed that I know of.
Okay, fine.
That's the line.
Okay.
That's not my line. Not anymore. There's too many goddamn beer fests. You have to bring something interesting to the table. You can't just be
True.
Your hook can't be that it's at PNC Park.
And that's exactly what they were relying on.
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you that's what they were relying
Yeah,
on.
that can't be your hook. Your hook has to be we're doing collaborations, or we have music, or we're bringing breweries from out of fucking nowhere. Like,
Right.
you have to have more nowadays.
The Pittsburgh consumer is smarter than it used
Absolutely,
to be.
yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
And more informed.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you to certain podcasts, I like to think.
Yes,
Drinking partners.
maybe. But then us.
But then us, number 2. I mean, after also breaking brews and and should I drink that? But but after those guys, then
We're definitely top 5.
Top
Top
five,
5 easily. Speaking of informing our listeners, do we want to get back to this beer at all?
we can.
I mean, we don't have to, but like.
Well, no, we
it's
should.
It's the format of the show.
Format
so-
of the show, so we should.
Yeah.
But first, I must compliment that segue. Smooth as ice. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. That's why you keep bringing me back.
That's right.
Good work, Kelsey.
Thank you.
You've now volunteered yourself for final thoughts on the beer.
It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, I don't. I want to see what else comes across the table this evening that we're going to be talking about. Because listeners, I don't even know. I know they're going to be Hefeweizens. It's a decent Hefeweizen.
Yes. It is a decent Hefeweizen. I don't know. It just seems like something Rhinegeist has built into their catalog to offer a Hefeweizen in Cincinnati. It's not like, I don't know, it doesn't stand out in any way to me, but I don't dislike it. And I would probably drink it. It's an easy enough drinker. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't turn it down if it's the only Hefeweizen on tap. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed. If it was the only one on tap, yeah, I'd be okay with it. I feel that there's probably better ones out there.
Yeah. No, I think the Weissenheimer.
Yes.
I did it right this time. The Weissenheimer.
The Weissenheimer.
Rhinegeist, the Paulaner.
Yeah.
Even you get into the Hofbrauhaus Hefe.
Yeah, I like the Hofbrauhaus as well,
Yeah. I'm not saying that this is a bad one by any stretch of the imagination, but there's some pretty stiff competition out there that's been doing it a lot longer than Rhinegeist.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
They're just new to the game.
Yeah.
They'll perfect it and, make it their own.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's just part of their catalog, and it's just not everybody offers a Hefeweizen. So
correct.
Yeah.
So,
Nice to have one.
Yeah.
Let's take a break. Let's reload
Okay.
Okay.
and come back.
Check this out. There's a Seattle company called Tavour that enables discovery of new and exciting beers and breweries. Tavour gets the best independent beer from literally around the world. Denmark, New Zealand, Belgium, and of course everywhere in the US. The app is incredibly simple to use to get some ridiculously good beers delivered right to your door.
And right now, anyone who signs up with the code HOPNATION can save $10 off their order of over $25. That's TAVOUR.com, Tavour.
And we're back.
We are. Segment 2. About to hit. We doing Heffies.
Okay. Dial it back there.
I like that.
You're too riled up this episode, Adam.
Sorry.
Adam's just been waiting.
I know.
72 previous episodes for an entire episode to be all about
Hefeweizen.
Hefeweizen.
And this is the one.
I mean, I guess I stopped paying attention, and somehow he just snuck this one in. So, yeah, he gets one.
Right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
This is your gift.
I know. I cashed in both my birthday and Christmas.
His birthday and Christmas, he gets to have a Hefeweizen episode.
And next birthday.
Man.
No, okay, we'll give you next birthday.
No, next birthday and next Christmas cash-in will probably be a sour episode.
Possibly.
Probably.
Yeah, possibly, yes.
I think that's, having, talked to you and, drank with you, I feel like that's the direction we're headed. I feel like this is the stepping stone into...
Yeah. Yeah, I am a big fan of the sours. I feel that is the other niche, besides IPAs, that you can either love or hate.
Very true.
Very true.
But we're talking Hefeweizens, and I have the next one.
What is it?
So the next Hefeweizen is from a Weihensstephaner.
Weissenheimer.
We talked about them in the last segment.
Yes.
And it's also a collaboration.
With whom?
Wah, 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 wah.
This is a collaboration with Sierra Nevada.
Oh.
Very nice.
All right.
It's called the BraupaktDestihl.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called the BraupaktDestihl.
Is there a bear on the label?
There is a bear on the label.
What is the bear doing?
Well, he's given the Shaka, the pinky and the thumb.
Yeah, right on.
You know, I don't understand why, because he's also dressed as a classic Trappist monk, and he's carrying a yoke of 2 barrels of Weihenstephaner. Well, one barrel says Weihenstephaner, the other says Sierra Nevada. I think the shaka is representing Sierra Nevada's California-ness.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. So, yeah.
There's a lot to unpack on that label.
There is.
Right. The bear probably speaks German, but also ends a lot of sentence with,
man.
dude, right?
So this is going to be a hella good.
Yeah, it's going to be a hella good beer. It's a 6% on the ABV.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, 6% on the ABV. And strangely, a little bit more on the IBUs, 35.
Ooh.
That's
A bit
risky
high.
business.
Yeah, it's a bit high for...
That's risky business.
Yeah. It's meant to be an amber Hefeweizen, so we'll see what the color comes out like.
All right.
But there's supposed to get notes of peach, apricot, and grapefruit
Really?
from the hops that are used, the Chinook and the Amarillo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Neat.
So, yeah, looking at a possibly much more complex Hefeweizen than what we had last.
I'm all right with that.
I hope it's not too apricot-y.
Apricot-y?
Apricot-y. I love apricots. I love dried apricots. I love fresh apricots. I love anything made with apricots except beer.
Huh.
Oh, that's strange.
We are learning so much about you
Maybe
tonight.
I just haven't had like a really well done apricot beer, but I also think I've just been like Magic Hat number 9 just did me in, I think.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
And now I'm just a little gun shy to order an apricot beer when I see it on the menu.
I get that.
That's weird. You don't like that beer either. I don't know. I actually like number 9. I think it's the only Magic Hat beer I like.
Well, yeah, we've had some real duds
Yeah.
on the show from them before. The Mother Lager is what I'm talking about specifically. It stinks on ice.
I have not had the Mother Lager.
Keep it.
I don't think you'll have it again.
I think it's going away.
When we were home brewing and when we were bottling our home brews recently, we found a bottle of Mother Lager that was empty, and it said limited run.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm thinking it's probably not going to come back.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. Thank goodness. But let's get back to this one, the Braupakt.
It's definitely darker in color than the other one that we had,
Yeah.
It is, but it's
but not by much.
correct. It's more in line of what I would see with a traditional Hefeweizen.
Yes. This is a nice
Yeah.
frothy.
Yes.
Yeah. Frothy head that didn't
head.
dissipate.
Yeah.
Right. This is the type of head I would anticipate.
Yeah. Yeah. This is much more in line all over with looks. Both
Yeah.
the frothy head, it's more cloudy as well. This looks, aside from the slightly darker color,
Yeah.
it's much more in line with what I expect from a Hefeweizen.
The classic Hefeweizen look.
Yes. So again, this is brewed by Weissenheimer though, so they got it down.
They kind of know what they're
They
doing.
know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're like the gold star.
Yeah.
On the nose, there is a little bit of hoppiness there. A little bit.
Yeah, slight bit of hop. I smell. I think it's also like citrusy.
Yes.
You
agreed.
know, like we're.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But it still has the maltiness there too.
Yeah, I don't get it as much, but yeah, it's still there. It does. Yeah, it doesn't smell like a Hefeweizen, but it also doesn't smell like an IPA.
Right.
So yeah. That's interesting.
I don't know what to make of that.
I believe the silence says it all because nobody wants to go first.
I need to read the bottle.
You're not going to find anything on the bottle. I'm sorry.
I know, I really just want to look at this bear a little more.
All right. I don't dislike this.
I kind of do.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I don't dislike it though. It's definitely not in the style.
No.
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 Aside from the looks though, it's deceptive because it looks exactly like a Hefeweizen, but it does not taste like a Hefeweizen.
It's almost like Weissenheimer said, "We'll take care of the look. Sierra Nevada, you take care of everything else."
But did Sierra Nevada take care of everything else?
Well, they did it. I don't know if they took care of it. This definitely has the taste of a Sierra Nevada beer because Sierra Nevada is usually not necessarily hoppier, but they are a lot more hop centric.
They know how to brew a hoppy beer. Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Being from California, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, it has a hoppy back end and it makes it a little bit bitter.
Yeah.
And that's what completely throws off. I don't know. I kind of like this beer because it it captures the Hefeweizen look, but subverts everything with tasting completely different.
Right.
I don't get much in the way of any banana flavor.
Yeah.
There's a little clove spice to it.
But not a ton. It's not like you would expect from a Hefeweizen.
No.
This is a very frustrating beer.
It's so frustrating.
I need to, yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to say who this beer is for, other than me.
I would drink this, I think. I don't know, though. I need time to think about it, to be honest.
That's fine.
Well, that is a fantastic statement to segue into what we're going to talk about in segment 2.
Indeed.
It's an out. I need time to think about it. Okay,
Right.
let's move on.
So, at the time of this recording, it is mid-August, which means it is just about time for school to go back in session.
Actually, I think some schools are already back in
Yeah.
session.
Yeah, which is bananas.
No, this is school, not Hefeweizen.
Man. Yeah. Obviously, those are not the schools that we're going to be talking about.
No.
We're going to be talking about the colleges.
School of Hard Knocks.
Yes.
That's where I went.
No, you didn't.
Shut up.
You have a degree from Penn State.
I'm cultivating a character of mystery in Hard Knocks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
in Penn State.
Penn State. With your bachelor's degree.
Right. In 4 years at Penn State with a bachelor's degree in communications.
Obviously, since it is time to get back in session, it's almost so time for us to get into prime drinking shape. So that means we need to go back into our drinking games.
Drinking games.
Training.
Yeah,
It's always so glorious.
it is. So with that in mind, we're going to go through a few of the favorite drinking games, possibly one or two new ones that you've never heard of. We're going to kind of go around the table, talk about your favorites, what you like, what you don't like, how you play it, things like that. We're just going to have a good kind of open discussion here.
I think this could be a good educational session
Yes.
for our listeners who are over 21.
Hint,
Yes.
hint.
Hint.
Going back to college.
Yes,
You have to be over 21 to drink. That's the law.
that is
Yes.
correct.
And yeah, if you're going to drink, you can play games, though, as long as you're over 21.
Right.
It is definitely not intended for anybody else. But this is going to be very educational for anybody who's looking to learn about drinking games.
Or possibly learn about a new one.
Right.
Yeah.
And I find that drinking games are a great way to start an evening.
Yes.
Continue an evening, even sometimes end the evening.
I've seen plenty of evenings
I
ended
have
because
seen
of drinking games.
Plenty of evenings ended because of drinking games.
Oh, yes.
I've ended plenty of evenings
Yes.
for some people.
Yeah. So, I mean, they serve a multitude of purposes.
Yes. It's a social event.
It's a social event. Some are more involved than others. Some are more simple than others. It just really depends on what you're looking for.
Right.
So why don't you guys start? Like, what are your favorite drinking games?
I'm going to go with a classic. It's an all-time classic. It involves two very simple things. It involves alcohol
Right?
and Mario Kart. And we are going to be playing Beerio Kart.
We're not going to play that. I'm too old for
Well,
that.
not right now. No. But Beerio Kart obviously is where you play Mario Kart. You have up to your, 8 players now you can have?
What?
In general classic rules, we would be playing on the N64 with 4 players, but I believe the new Mario Kart, you can actually get up to 16.
Yeah. Something.
That seems aggressive.
I still think it might only be 4 local players, though.
Let's stick with classic.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the classic 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what you have to do, for those that are not aware, the rules that I play, everybody's rule, house rules always apply.
Yes.
That is the number
Yes.
one
House
takeaway.
rules always apply. You
Yes.
always have to establish the rules that you are going to follow before starting the game because so many people play with so many variations. I cannot stress this enough.
Correct. So if and when you are playing Beerio Kart, number one, it's always recommended to go Rainbow Road.
What?
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Yeah.
What? No.
You gain. I mean, you gain nothing from going Rainbow Road.
I disagree.
Okay.
I
And
follow
I'll-
the
and I'll
Rainbow Road
explain
all
why.
the time, Adam. All the time.
Exactly. Because what you have to do is obviously, what is it, 3 laps, 4 laps?
3 laps.
3 laps.
3 laps.
Everybody has to start with a full beer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And number 1 goal is you have to finish at least that beer by the time you are done with the race. Now, the rule that I play is you cannot drink your beer while you are driving. So you have to put the controller down, you have to drink your beer, put it down, pick the controller up, and then go again.
Yeah,
Right,
that's
because drinking and driving is bad.
Correct.
Right.
Now, the reason I bring up Rainbow Road is anytime you fall off the Rainbow Road, you have to finish your beer.
oh, that's a very hardcore rule.
Yes.
I would never finish. I would be in last place all the time.
Yes.
Like I can roll through whatever like 4 races are in like that pack of Rainbow Road, and then I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cruise through this, no problem. And then I get to Rainbow Road, I'm like, dang it, got me again.
Well, now hold on. Let me go back for clarification. You said you have to finish your beer if you fall off.
Correct.
Do you have to crack a new one after that?
Yes.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yes. Yeah, you got to have a couple lined up.
Yeah, okay, because it is. I just want to make sure because like otherwise that's not really. Yeah, if you didn't pop a new one.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, obviously
Okay.
you have to have supply ready to go.
Okay.
You know, you can't kind of short arm it.
Okay, because there are some Rainbow Roads depending on the version you're playing. Some would be Terminators that will kill somebody,
Right.
and some not.
Yes. The other rule that I always like to play is, I forget which one it is, but where everybody turns miniature.
the lightning bolt.
The
It's
lightning bolt.
bolt.
Yes, thank you. Whenever people get hit with the lightning bolt, you have to stop and drink until you get rebiggened again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
In beginning.
It's a very cromulent word.
Yeah, that's pretty good rules.
Mm-hmm.
I've never played the Rainbow Road Fall Off. I've always played Mario Kart as a pregame,
Okay.
to the evening, just because that's something that you can put together pretty quickly,
Yes.
and you can do it as you're waiting for your Uber.
That's true. There are different approaches. You like to use it as an appetizer, but there are parties where I've been to where that can be the main course.
Yeah,
where that's
yeah.
where you go to the house to go play Mario Kart.
Yeah, you do a Mario Kart tournament. Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
I have never played Mario Kart, so this is a new to me.
Oh no, Kelsey, you've never played before. But Steve, are there any other rules that you like to play whenever playing Mario Kart?
No, I usually just kind of play the general, the universal rule of don't drink and drive.
That's a smart rule.
Yeah, that's the universal rule of that game. I do have a strategy,
Okay.
and that's just to pound the beer immediately as soon as the race starts.
Yes, there are 2 strategies on that. Either doing it at the very beginning or at the very end.
Yeah.
Sit at the line, chug your beer, put it, and then just hit the A button and go.
Yeah, I mean, I know some people who will opt if they get wrecked out by a shell or whatever. They'll stop and drink.
Right.
You know, they'll take a couple seconds, like, oh, well, I'm
Yeah,
wrecked out anyway.
Right.
Or as if you fall off like a bridge, and the old cloud man in the
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
The tow truck.
Yeah, the tow truck. As he's pulling you out of the drink, you can take some drinks.
Take a drink,
Yeah.
All right.
So that's some strategy. But
Yes.
Steve, on to you.
So I got 2 games. I have the game I'm really good at, but I kind of just don't even want to talk about it because it's so common,
Okay.
That's okay.
and I'm good at it, but I don't care. Beer pong.
Yeah.
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 Standard.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. And again, that's
6 or 10 cup.
10 cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've done 20 cup.
Yeah.
You that's the thing about beer pong.
Yeah.
You can change it as many ways as you want.
Right.
You can add many rules, and again, that goes back to obey house rules.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's something that has to be established prior to the beginning of a tournament or game or
Right.
anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be established. It just has to be established in the house. It's your job as a guest to ask what the rules are.
Exactly. I completely agree.
The game that I really love, though, that is my back pocket, that if I were 23 and there were like an esports equivalent league, I would probably be a champion in Kings.
Yes.
Okay.
Kings is so good.
Kings is one of the best party games, I think, out there. And one's really simple. All you need is a deck of cards
Yep.
and a big cup to sit in the middle.
Or a beer. We've played where you just stick a beer in the middle.
I guess.
But then you pop the top. But I like with the cup in the middle,
Yeah.
Ring of Fire style.
Right.
Yep.
Also known as Ring of Fire. If you're like,
Yeah.
Kings, I'm not sure. King's Cup, Ring of Fire.
Yeah,
right.
So
King's
many
Cup,
of these
Ring of
have-
Fire, and
Yeah, so many of these have different names.
So I was always the asshole whenever we played Kings.
Yeah.
Everybody had their Miller Lite, their Coolers Light, or their vodka drink, or their lager drink, or their cider drink.
Stop. Don't.
No.
So I was always the asshole that had the porter or the stout.
Right.
I just poured motor oil into that thing.
You know what? That's exactly the strategy I was going to get into. To get back to the game and explain it really quickly, you create a ring of the deck around a giant cup in the middle. Now, every card has an instruction to it and has a rule to it.
Yes.
The Kings have a special rule to it in that whoever draws the first 3 kings have to pour the drink that they're currently drinking into the center cup. The 4th king drawn, that person has to drink what's in the cup. And so, as Adam was just saying, he had to pour his porter into what was already just crappy Miller Lite and things like that.
Right.
Yeah, that's one of my suggestions. If you're a person who enjoys playing Kings, as I do, and then you have to not have a weak constitution.
Right.
You have to be willing to drink that cup. If you're if you're going to be an asshole, be willing to drink that cup. And I always was, because I can drink grain alcohol. So I'm willing to. I was willing back in the day. I was willing to drink whatever could come up. But yes. Another option is Steel Reserve. Or other multitudes of malt liquors.
Colt 45.
Stop.
I've done that before to people.
King Cobra.
So
King Cobra.
mean.
One of the other strategies I had that kind of made me a champion at that game, to toot my own horn.
If I do say so
Yeah,
myself.
depending on the rules that you played. One of the rules I played with, though, was aces were called the waterfall.
Yes.
How? Okay, go on. I want to hear how
Yeah.
you determine the waterfall.
So the waterfall was essentially one person starts drinking, and then the person next to them has to start drinking, and this goes around the entire table of however many people are playing. The person who was second to start drinking could not stop drinking until the person who was first to start drinking.
Correct.
And it was a waterfall. It cascaded around the table. As an asshole, I would normally finish 1 or 2 drinks. Yes, especially if I was at the head of the waterfall.
Now, how did you determine which way the waterfall went?
It was always like clockwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because the rule that in my set of rules for Kings, we ask a question. So whoever draws that ace for the waterfall asks a question to the person on either side of them.
Oh, yeah, I've seen
like
that done,
a super basic question.
Right.
Like, what color shirt am I wearing?
Yeah. And the first to answer saves themselves. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
that
I've seen that.
determines what way it goes.
Yeah, I've seen that. I usually just play clockwise. Just
Right. I just go, whichever way the flow is going
Yeah.
in terms of the game.
What's one of your favorite rules to make?
One of my favorite rules. Okay, so that's the other thing is it depends on the card. I think it's usually the jack is make a rule, or sometimes it can be the king.
Yeah, I think the way my personal set of house rules, jacks are never have I ever,
Okay,
and then. Jacks are never have I ever, and then king makes the rule.
Yeah, so that's another special thing attached to the king cards, and it's usually that whoever draws that card, as long as it wasn't the 4th one, which ends the game, which ends the center cup, you can still continue to play with the remaining cards. But whoever draws the king can make a rule for drinking. And one of the most popular ones, and one of the ones I use a lot, is you have to take the little man off the top of your drink.
The little man.
Yeah. And basically you have to mime grabbing a tiny little man off the top of your drink in order to drink your drink, and then you have to put him back. If anybody breaks that rule, forgets to take the man off or put him back, they have to take extra drinks.
Right.
Yeah.
Another one I institute if I'm feeling particularly ornery, no laughing.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've dealt with that one before.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I don't think I've felt your wrath on that one
No.
before.
So, do you ever play where you can have individual rules to an individual person, or does it have to be to the entire group? Because I have seen it where it can go to an individual as well.
I've seen it that way. I usually like instituting it for the entire group.
It doesn't single people out.
Right. Yeah. It doesn't single people out. And if somebody would have to be a real asshole to get me to put a rule on them.
Right.
We always play with like no last names. Or no first names. That one's always tough.
Yeah.
No swearing.
Yeah, no swearing is another tough one.
No pointing.
No pointing.
Yeah.
Because after you've been drinking...
Right.
Yeah,
a lot of people like to talk with their hands and like to point. Yeah.
No pointing was always a good one for me.
Yeah.
We've also played where you also have to put your head on the table if you break the rule. And then your head has to stay on the table until, someone else breaks the rule.
So a similar one that I had to that was T-Rex arms.
Okay.
You had to pull your arms inside your shirt.
Nice.
And you had
that's
to go
nice.
T-Rex arms until the next person breaks the rule.
So quick question to you guys. Did you play rules stack or did they cancel after?
I've seen it both ways.
I've seen it both ways.
Yeah.
I've
I
played
usually
both
play
ways.
rules stack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can get really annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Really annoying.
After a long session.
Yeah, especially on top of all the other.
Right.
If I played Kings right now, I'd have to take a week off of work.
Oh, same here.
And I'm my own boss, so.
You play Kings now? Really? A week off work?
Yeah, I get hurt.
Pull something.
Yeah, because here's the thing. I wouldn't give up my competitive edge.
Right.
I would still try, I would be like, Rocky trying to fight.
The mind is willing, but the body isn't able.
Exactly.
Nice.
Dying in the ring like Apollo Creed.
So I'll go with two along the same lines. Another one similar to beer flip cup.
Oh, yes.
Love me some flip cup.
I'm no good at that.
I'm so good. I'm good. I like that it's a team atmosphere. You're competing against other people. You're trying to outdrink everyone, and then you just gotta gently flip that cup so it lands on the other side.
Just tap it in.
Just tap it and tap it over. I also like playing survivor rules for flip cup. Like you vote people off.
Yes.
So that always gives you, the more people you have on your team, obviously the better. But as you start dwindling down to like 5, 4, 3, 2 people, one person against, you better just pray. Just fast. You better be good at drinking quickly, consuming a lot quickly.
So I've played an interesting variation of Flip Cup that combines the joy of Flip Cup and the exhilaration of a slip and slide.
Okay.
This is actually a game that was brought to my attention by another of our guest hosts, Bubba, because of course Bubba would have a combination of Flip Cup and slip and slide.
This sounds like a very Texas thing.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
But it's essentially you have your table at the bottom of the hill with all of your cups lined up.
Okay.
Your team is at the top of the hill.
Oh, I've seen this.
I've seen this and I want to play this.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I've seen this and I want to play this.
That is one you cannot do survivor rules with.
No.
Because you don't want to be having somebody trudging back up the hill.
Right.
Just to finish the rules of that, though, as soon as somebody flips the cup, that's when the next person can come down.
Yeah, you get the signal of come on down. Now, Bubba does like to put an extra bit of spice on it. He has an inflatable castle with inflatable doors that you have to slide through. And the table is inside the inflatable castle. So you kind of got to put the brakes on.
Nice.
As soon as you get inside the castle.
Or else you're starting over, climbing back.
Or running into the table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's that. So, I mean, that sounds awesome. I want to play that.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, Flip Cup's my game. And then I also like to play 3-Man, which is a dice-based game.
That sounds a bit dicey.
Jesus.
Adam.
God damn it, Adam.
So 3-Man's great in a group because you can kind of get everyone in on it. But so basically, if you roll the combination of a 2 and a 1, you become the 3-Man. Every time a 3 is rolled by anyone else, so a 6 and a 3, a 3 and a 4, every time a 3 is rolled, the 3-Man has to drink. But also, so like let's say Steve is the 3-Man and I'm rolling and I roll a 7. Then the person to my left drinks. So any combination that makes a 7, you drink. If it's a 3 and a 4, Steve is also drinking with the person to the left.
So it's kind of the same way as like Kings.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if you roll an 11, the person to the right drinks. Now, if you roll doubles, you can challenge someone with the doubles. So like if you roll 2 2s, I'm going to be like, I'm going to challenge Adam. You roll the dice. You have to drink the number of drinks that whatever comes up on the dice.
Screw that.
If you roll doubles, it comes back to me. So then I have to either roll doubles or drink double the amount of whatever's on my dice.
Okay.
And if you're wondering how you stop becoming the 3-man, as soon as another person in the circle rolls a 2 and a 1, they automatically become the new 3-man. So then you are off the hook. Whoever is the 3-man could be the 3-man for a really long time.
Yeah.
And we have played where if you roll snake eyes, you take a shot.
Oof.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
So 3-man gets, I mean, it's fun. It can be fast paced because if someone's like, all right, you could either just roll a lot of nothing or someone gets on a hot streak and they're just like 7, 7, 11, 3-man, 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 double,
Oof.
3-man.
Oof.
Yeah.
I don't play a lot of craps. I feel like Adam might be really good at 3-man.
No, because throwing dice, they're completely independent on every single roll.
Shut up. I'm trying to give you some. And you're like, no, science says. Shut up.
Take the damn compliment and
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, Steve.
There's just things called luck, Adam. I have bad luck at dice. You have good luck at dice. Just take that.
Yeah.
All right, that's fair.
Don't get into probability.
Actually.
So yeah, 3-man's a game that I like, you know, my friends and I play. I like to throw it out there. It's one people don't play a lot of. Yeah, so I mean, other ones that I like, I mean, the Power Hour is a classic.
Not to be outdone by the Century Club.
Not to be outdone, right? Power Hour, Century Club. Landmines, always a good one. Quarters, it's a classic.
Stump.
Stump,
Jesus.
Asshole,
Asshole and Ride the Bus were also.
Ride the Bus.
Ride the bus can get woof.
Ride the
Yeah.
Bus. I mean, Wizard Sticks, Drinks Till You Can't.
These are all things that you can look up online. We're just giving you suggestions for some of our favorites.
Right.
Back to Kelsey, what Kelsey said about the Power Hour, though, and this is the greatness of technology.
Power Hour mixes online.
And YouTube is full of them.
Yes.
Oh,
YouTube
yes.
is full of Power Hour mixes, pre-mixed for you, ready to go.
Personal favorites on the YouTube premixed Power Hours, the 2000s. I'm sorry, the 90s one.
I think we all always gravitate toward the 90s.
The 90s. I've also done the 80s Power Ballad one.
Ooh. Okay.
It's I can only really do like a half an hour of that one. Because
Everybody always says they can do one, no problem. And then
I've done the full Power Hour many times.
yeah, you can do it. But I've seen plenty of people bow out early. I've done it myself. I'll admit, I've
Yeah.
bowed out of a Power Hour before.
One of the last Power Hours I did, I was drinking rum and did my Power Hour.
That's poisoning.
Yeah.
I went to bed right afterwards. I had to go take a nap.
Sure you did. That's a poisoning.
Yeah. I did rum for half of it, I should say, not the whole 60 minutes.
Okay. That-
And then I started putting beer that shall not be named on this show because it is less than the standards of this show.
Good.
So yeah,
Beer that shall not be named.
Beer that shall but not be named. Just trash.
I'm not even going to name it. It doesn't get a name. I will tell you off at the air, but
That's fine.
That's fair.
Yeah. So yeah.
a beer I'm willing to name though is
Yeah.
the Weissenheimer Braupaktdestihl.
Nice transition,
Yeah.
Steve.
Dude, we're chock full of them tonight.
Winning.
I like this beer. Although I can see how a bunch of people are not going to like this beer. I like this beer. It has an interesting flavor to it that it doesn't really taste like a Hefeweizen. Because it's darker, it tastes a little bit more like an amber, and it has those citrusy notes from the hops in there. So it kind of scapes out on being a Hefeweizen in looks only.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like on the outside, it's a Hefeweizen, but on the inside, it's a little hoppier. It's like when you put Skittles and M&M's in a
That's
bowl
just
together.
satanic. So for me, I'm going to equate this to a base model Dodge Challenger.
Okay.
Okay.
It looks neat.
Can you give a year on that?
Yeah.
2015.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like an old one or a new
No,
one?
a
okay.
new one.
Okay.
It looks neat, but then you actually try to drink it or drive it, and it's disappointing. That's the way I'm looking at it. It looks great. It looks fantastic.
Disappointment.
It is not what I was expecting from these two breweries.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
All right.
All right.
That's all.
All right.
That's all.
Well, I think that's another one down.
Yeah.
We still have a third one.
Yes.
So maybe there's a third one that will impress Adam to his standards. I'm satiated, I think, for now. But, it still could be good enough for me to love it as well.
Well, we'll find out when we get back.
In segment 3.
Hey everyone, my name is Drew and I host a podcast called Dudes with Brews on a Porch where we let the drinks flow and the conversations go. Each and every week, me and a friend of mine, we sit down, we try a different craft brew, usually from the state of Wisconsin, and we just sit down and have a conversation. We talk about all aspects of life. Once a month, we talk about paranormal stuff, and we always have a good time. You can find our show, Dudes with Brews on a Porch, on iTunes, Google Play, and anywhere else you find your podcasts. Grab a cold one and hang out with us each and every week right here on the porch.
Well, we're back. Some wonderful Hefeweizens under the old belt so far. Making Adam happy.
Interesting way this has played out so far. I don't think Adam's been.
Adam hasn't been happy so far. I feel like
it's his baby, and
I know.
And I'm kind of sad right now.
Well, we have one more,
and it's gonna be a good one. Damn it!
So it's from Destihl Brewery. It's their Weissenheimer Hefeweizen. Some statistics for you guys. It's a 5.2%.
Okay.
IBU's around 16.
I like it.
Yeah. It's a German-style Hefeweizen, so obviously that straw-colored hue, banana, clove, low hop bitterness, full mouthfeel without being full of itself. No joke. For those of you at home, there is I'm going to say a clown or some kind of jester on the front of this can.
Jester. Yeah.
We'll put a picture of it on the Twitter feed. But
he's being a Weissenheimer.
Weisenheimer is such an old term, so it makes no surprise to me that you know it, Adam, and perhaps use it, and may one day call your future children.
Quit being such a Weissenheimer in there.
Yeah.
Don't hate.
I'm not hating. It's just again. In the continuing saga of Adam is old beyond his years somehow.
Or Adam's a time traveler. That theory is
that's also both.
Or he's from Earth 2.
Yeah.
I mean, that's also an option.
Earth 2 android with a non-updated lexicon is what it is.
I didn't get that patch.
Yes, nobody's patched smart ass into his...
Unless smartass is the default. Who knows at this point?
Right.
Is Just Shoot Me still on TV?
No.
Can you just turn his mic off?
I always can, but I prefer to let it run.
All right.
You want to ask about news radio, maybe?
Phil Hartman still has a job, right?
Got some bad news.
Just gonna shake my head at you.
Sorry, Phil.
Rest in peace. All right. So, color, straw-like.
Yeah, I think it's the lightest of the three tonight.
It is.
Yeah.
And
the head definitely has the classic fluffy white, at least on mine.
It dissipates quickly.
Yeah. I think yours stuck around at Adam because your glass was contaminated.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yours still had head from the last one.
Is this residual head?
Yeah. You had residual head. Ours dissipated pretty quickly.
Went down
weird.
fast.
Yeah. It's a bit cloudy though.
But that's to be expected.
Right. This maintains with style rather than that really brilliant Rhinegeist.
Yeah. That was a bit outside of bounds.
On the nose, I get a lot of clove and a bit of malt.
Yeah.
Not much in the way of banana.
No banana.
Is that such a bad thing, though, that it's not banana forward on the nose?
Kinda. I like a banana.
Yes, I do as well. I was going to say something stupid, and then I realized it would have been stupid, so I didn't say it.
You're learning.
This is a breakthrough moment.
I'm glad we could share this together.
On the taste, still getting a lot of that clove.
Yeah.
You sound not happy with this one either.
You look so disappointed. Tell me your thoughts.
Oh, baby boy, what happened?
Aw.
This was supposed to be your time to shine.
Oh, my birthday's ruined.
Oh, no. Adam.
Karen ruined it.
Karen. There's always a Karen.
Fucking Karen.
Although, if you're a listener and your name is Karen, we really appreciate you listening to this.
I don't think that's something we have to worry about.
Yeah, I don't think the demographics for women break down too well right now.
We should change
I think it's like, well, we try. I mean, yeah, women are more than welcome to listen to the show.
Yeah.
It's just, they don't.
They just don't.
They
They just
Don't.
don't.
So, I mean, this beer is fine. It just doesn't jump out at me. It doesn't make me go, ooh.
Okay.
There are other Hefeweizens that have made me go, ooh. This is not ooh worthy.
All right.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's just not ooh worthy.
I mean, I agree. I just think it's fine.
Kelsey?
It's all right.
Kelsey also seems unimpressed.
No, it's not depressed. It's
fine.
yeah. I'm not sure.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I need to go get me a Franz Connor and be done with this.
I need to get a real Weihenstephaner.
Yeah, that too.
Before we get into the final thoughts at the end of the night,
Yeah.
it seems like when Americans start putting their dick in things, they just ruin it. Because all the other Hefeweizens that we're thinking of are German style from Germany.
Yeah. I mean, this one is a German style, but it is not from Germany.
No. And even the Weihenstephaner
Got in bed with Sierra Nevada.
right. And it doesn't compare to the original.
Had a very, California bear.
Shaka bra.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I'm just, I was, final thoughts. I'll save those for later.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah, we can come back to it. I mean, maybe this will do something different for you later on, but
Yeah, I'm going to let it hang out for a little bit, kind of see what happens.
Hang 10, maybe?
See if it opens up. Let it breathe,
all right.
Oh, no.
You see what you've created.
I have not created anything. This is all Steve. This is all Steve.
Yeah, true story. Just my own, what do you call it? Growing up as an only child, having having nothing to do or say or anybody to talk to but myself, and
You just kind of start creating worlds and characters, and
pretty much.
As a fellow only child, I get that.
I was the youngest of three, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
You're not in the club, Adam, so
fine.
you didn't have time to have an imagination. You were too busy getting picked on and bullied.
It's true.
true.
It is very true. That's right. I'm the tallest one now, so.
Okay.
I don't know.
Way to show them.
That's right. That's
I'm
me.
still pretty sure Chris could kick your ass.
Probably.
Adam's just sad he can't be in our only child club.
I know.
Sorry.
Bummers. Bummers for you.
My
Yeah.
bad.
And don't go killing your brothers trying to join the club.
No.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You don't,
murderers don't get in.
yeah, you don't get to join just because you got rid of them.
Right.
Wow, this took a real dark
Jeff's in our
turn.
pool club.
Oh, good for Jeff.
Man, now I feel alone.
Good. Now you know our life.
Anyways, I don't want this sadness anymore.
All right, Adam. Well, maybe we can turn around your birthday show for you. Sticking with the back to school theme,
Back to school.
I have a back to school quiz.
Ooh.
Triple Indy for all answers.
Well, then you're going to lose and be sad. So
Damn it.
maybe you should play up proper. I've devised a series of 7 questions,
Oh no.
Okay.
and we're going to go back and forth, and I'm going to give you a question, and if you can answer it right away, you get 2 points. And if you got to go to multiple choice, you get 1 point.
Okay.
Okay.
At the end, I have a 7th question, which both of you will answer, or tiebreaker or not. We'll see where points lie. But, I wrote the question, so we're still going to use it.
Sounds
All
good.
right then.
All right.
It's more about running up the points on your opponent, not actually anything else.
Hey, let's not make this a hateful game.
So I have
No.
Super competitive.
I have a bottle cap here.
Okay.
I'm going to flip it in the air, and Kelsey caught in the air.
Heads.
All right, so Tails, Adam, you won. You get the first question.
Okay.
Or you can defer.
I will defer.
Oh. All right, Kelsey.
Okay.
Every question this evening is going to be centered around schools with brewing programs. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is not going to be easy at all.
That's fine.
But it should be educational for the audience as they learn about schools that actually have availability for degrees.
I see what you did here, and I like it.
Yes, in brewing and, brewing sciences and
Okay.
brew pub operation.
Let us
Okay, great.
let us edutain.
Edutain, as we should. So your first question, Kelsey, is, The Master Brewers Association of America formed in 1887. They formed to promote the education of brewers around the world. To this date, they certify 4-year, 2-year, and certificate programs for colleges across America. How many such programs have they certified?
Holy shit.
Holy crap. Okay. I have a multiple choice option, right? What are my point breakdown again?
So if you can just answer this right away, I'll give you 2 points.
Okay.
If we take it to multiple choice, then you can get 1 point.
Do I have to be within a certain number?
Well, that's accurate because there's an accurate answer.
Okay, fine.
It's best to just go to multiple choice.
I'm just going to go to multiple choice then.
All right, so your choices are 4, 12, 103, or 247.
Go see 103.
And that is incorrect.
Okay, great.
Oof.
Adam, your chance to steal.
So it was 2, 403, and 241?
4, 12, 103, and 247.
Do you need to write that down?
Nope, because I'm going with 12.
And Adam gets the point. There are only 12 certified programs in colleges across America. However, there are more brewery programs than just that.
But in terms of accredited programs, there's only 12.
These are like accredited programs that meet the standards of information that the Masters of Brewery is across America.
Okay.
So there's 12 across America.
12 across America.
Adam, your question.
Yes.
PEA is home to such a program. Where is it?
I gotta go straight to multiple choice.
All right. Your choices are Duquesne, Pitt, Penn State, or the Pennsylvania College of Technology.
Pennsylvania College of Technology.
All right. That's 1 point for you. I do have a bonus option, though.
Okay.
If you can tell me the kind of degree and the program course length, I'll give you another point.
I will say it is an associate's 2 years.
Can you be a little more specific on the type of associate degree it is?
And it's associates in arts.
No. No. I'll give you half because you did get an associate 2 year.
Okay.
It's an associate of applied science.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So you currently have 2.5 points.
2.5 points.
Cool.
Back to Kelsey. This school offers a 4-year program that is accredited, and in 2013 they expanded their hops and brewing archive to include home brewing, cider, mead, and prohibition topics at their library.
I'm just going straight to multiple choice here.
All right, your choices are OSU, PSU, ASU, or ISU.
Oh, come on. How do you not know this one? It's at SU.
It's at an SU.
Is that an SU? OSU.
OSU is correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
I'm on the board with a point.
For a bonus extra point,
Okay.
Which OSU?
Oregon State University?
You got it.
Nice.
Yes, Oregon State University.
Yeah.
Much more obvious of the brewing state
Yes.
universities.
Right.
Yes.
All right, Adam.
Yes.
Your question. Number 4. Auburn offers a 1-year graduate program in science and operation in partnership with Oscar Blues and other Alabama breweries. How many War Eagles have there been?
Oh, he's going for it without the multiple choice
I'm
here.
thinking about it.
Now, keep in mind, if he gets this wrong on going without multiple choice, you have a chance to steal Kelsey and get the full 2 points.
Okay.
I gotta go multiple choice.
All right, your choices are 5, 7, 9, 11.
I'm going to go with 9.
That is incorrect.
Okay. All right.
Kelsey, your chance to steal. How many War Eagles have there been? 5, 7, or 11? Or 9. You can answer 9 again. If you really
No,
want
I'm
to.
not going to answer
I
that
would
again.
encourage that.
No. I'm going to go with 7.
That is the correct answer. Kelsey's now on the board with 3 points to Adam's 2.5.
Excellent.
2.5. Yes, there's been 7 War Eagles. The current War Eagle, Nova, was recently put on the shelf and not allowed to fly. Yeah.
Would you say he was grounded?
Yes. I would, I guess.
I guess so.
I guess, sure.
Whatever it takes to move on.
Sure, whatever gets me to the next question. Question 5 is for Kelsey. The metropolitan state of Denver offers a 4-year course in brewery and brew pub operation, as well as a minor in brewing science. For the 2018 U.S. Open College Beer Championships, they entered a Milky Way Stout. Where did they place? Obviously, your choices. You know, I shouldn't have to go to it, but
No,
sure.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm gonna go with they placed second.
That is incorrect.
Then I guess I gotta go third.
You got it.
Hooray!
They placed third overall in all of the colleges that entered.
Okay.
They coming in third to SUNY Morrisville, who placed first with a Pilsner, and Central New Mexico.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Interesting college too.
Yeah.
Yeah. But there you have that. They did place first overall in the stout category.
Okay.
But all right, Adam.
Yes.
Question 6 is for you,
Okay.
and we're standing at 3 points to 3.5.
Correct.
So this could be big for you.
Yeah.
Which is not a mascot of an MBAA accredited school? The Fighting Cardinal, the Saluki, Yusef the Mountaineer, or the Shaw Bears?
Or the Shaw Bears?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the Shaw Bears.
And you got it. The Shaw Bears are the mascot of Shaw University. I found them on a list of the worst colleges in America. You only get 1 point for that.
That's fine.
But that puts you up at 4.5, I believe.
To 3.
4.5 to 3. So the final question is going to be worth 2 points.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. Multiply the number of MBAA programs by the number of schools in the U.S. Beer Open College Championship. Price is Right rules are in effect.
Cool.
You both will give an answer, but I want you to write them down now. I don't want a $1 bullshit. All right, answers are locked in.
Yes, they are.
I'm going to go to Adam first.
Okay.
Your answer, please.
156.
156. Kelsey?
240.
240. Price is Right rules are in effect. And Kelsey, you've gone over. Yes. There were the correct answer would have been 204.
Oh no.
Oh no.
So you got the numbers, but wrong order.
Wrong order.
You gave a very dyslexic answer.
I meant 204. No.
There, as we already stated, there's 12 accredited programs, for colleges by the MBAA, but there were 17 participating colleges.
I went with 20.
Should have done that.
Wah, wah.
All right. Nice job, Adam.
Well, thank you. A fine participation by you as well.
Thank
You put up a
you.
valiant effort.
Thank you.
Does that make you feel better, Adam?
No.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
No. Sorry.
All right. Well, sorry. I'm not going to help your ennui about anything. I'm sorry you're.
But what about my chi?
I'm sorry you picked a bunch of shitty Hefeweizens
And the truth comes out.
for your Hefeweizen episode.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. We'll get them next time.
Okay.
Okay.
So, should we come back for final thoughts on this Weissenheimer Hefeweizen by Destihl?
Sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm unimpressed. I don't care.
Pretty much the same way.
Yeah.
It,
Apathy across the board.
yeah, it's drinkable, but like Adam said at the top of the segment, there's no woo about it. And for me to care about Hefeweizens, I kind of need a woo. Like, not that they're a style that I dislike, but it's not a style that I love. So it has to be really good for me to really like the beer. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's agreed upon across the board
Yeah.
here. So, do we want to go to a podium?
Well, we have to.
Yeah, we
Again,
have to.
Format of the show.
Are we
Yeah.
contractually obligated to?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
All right, then I'll go first. I'll just rip the Band-Aid off.
Okay. Do you need to hold my hand while you do this?
That's all right. I can
Okay.
do this.
Okay.
I'm good enough. I'm strong enough. And gosh darn it, people like me.
You can do this.
So in the bronze medal position, I gotta put this Braupakt, the collaboration between Weihenstephaner and Sierra Nevada. I'll be perfectly honest. I feel that they brewed 2 different beers in 2 separate rooms and never actually talked to each other.
And then just mix them together.
Right.
But then somehow sent it through the teleporter from the fly. Maybe Braupakt translates to Brundlefly and
Somehow Jeff Goldblum is involved, and I'm upset about this. As a Pittsburgh boy, he should know better.
They didn't stop to ask if they should.
In the silver medal position, I'm going to put the Hugh by Rhinegeist. It was fine. It didn't knock anybody's socks off. It was okay. In the gold medal position, I'm going to put the Weissenheimer in there by Destihl. Again, it wasn't. It was fine. Mm-hmm. It didn't impress me. None of these beers particularly impressed me tonight, which I'm kind of disappointed in. I had some high hopes for this episode. I've had, especially from Rhinegeist, I've had some good beers from them. I was kind of disappointed in them. Actually, I've had good beers from all of these breweries.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of disappointed with this showing.
Yeah, well, obviously the regular Weihenstephaner Hefeweizen, that's pretty up there as far as top Heffies go.
Right.
And then, Destihl, I know you're a fan of their sour series. So.
So,
yeah.
Sometimes you just have some misses.
Yep, it happens. I'll go next.
Okay.
I'm kind of in a weird position.
Okay.
Because on one hand, I kind of want to agree with what Adam said and agree with his rankings.
But
on the other hand, I actually like the Braupakt more than he did. And I kind of want to put it in gold. But the problem is, it's not a good Hefeweizen.
Right. And if the show is about Hefeweizen
Yeah.
and we're basing this on Hefeweizen.
Yeah, if we're judging this on style, it's bronze because it's the worst Hefeweizen. But if we're judging it on personal taste, it's gold because it's the most complex beer. It's the most flavorful beer. It also looks nice. It looks really nice. But it's not a Hefeweizen.
Right.
It's completely out of the style for some reason. So I don't know. You can take it one way or the other. The next in line would be the Rhinegeist. It's okay. It doesn't look much like a Hefeweizen. It doesn't taste much like a Hefeweizen. But it's not offensive in any way. It's a drinkable beer. And the Weissenheimer, it at least maintains the style the best. It looks the most like a Hefeweizen. It tastes the most like a Hefeweizen. It does the best at being a Hefeweizen, but it's still not a particularly great beer. So, yeah. And then, so either the Braupakt is at the front or at the back.
Yeah.
Depends on how you want to take that.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. So for me, my bronze medal is going to be the Rhinegeist. It's going to be the Hugh. I don't know. Just, it didn't do anything for me. It didn't excite me. It didn't make me happy. I mean, for them, to have it in their book of this is our Hefeweizen. I mean, it's a good presentation, just not for me. I'd prefer to drink something else from them. In my silver medal, I'm going to put the Braupakt. The more complexities and the fact that I think it isn't a true Hefeweizen is what put it there. It was maybe a little too meh for me. That's why it's not my gold medal, but I put the Weihenstephaner. I'm sorry, the Weissenheimer. The Weissenheimer takes my gold medal this evening. I don't know. Unfortunately, I wasn't excited about any of these, but in terms of a true Hefeweizen, that's capturing the style the most in my mind. It's probably the one I didn't mind the most. So I hate saying it that way,
right.
But I didn't mind it the most. So
yeah, again, if we were judging this based on the standard brewing, the score sheets, it fits the style the best,
right?
Yeah.
It does everything correctly.
Yes.
It just doesn't do it impressively.
Right. Yes, that's a great way to put it.
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
All right, well.
All right.
Nah.
Hefeweizens, we're going to shelve them for a little bit, Adam.
We're going to come back. There has to be a redemption episode.
We'll do a redemption episode.
We'll schedule one for, I don't know, sometime next summer.
Okay.
We'll do another one next summer.
All right, I'm good with that. I'll stick around along
Maybe
for
we'll
that.
do it earlier in the summer.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
It's just, give it a year and then we'll come back.
We'll come back to it.
Give it a year. We have to go through our anniversary and then we can recycle, show ideas.
Right. Yeah, that's fair. Right.
Okay, I'm good
Fair
with
enough.
Yeah.
It's like version 3.0 at that point.
Right.
Nice.
Well, if you want to find us on social media, all you have to do is search Hop Nation USA. That'll get you Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And if you want to listen to brand new episodes of the Hop Nation USA podcast every Friday, as you should, search Hop Nation USA on your favorite podcatcher like iTunes or Podbean or Stitcher or whatever else you're on. But if you're on iTunes, leave us a 5-star review because why?
Because we are a 6-star show, but they only let us use 5.
Ah, yes. And that's how we grow the show. But we also grow the show by you just telling friends. So you can do that. And don't forget to check out hopnationusa.com. All of our episodes are up there, as well as features and reviews and different things that you don't hear on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's about it. Well done.
Yep.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me tonight.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for being here, Kelsey. It's always a good time.
I'll be back in a few weeks, I'm sure.
I'm sure. We'll have a different thing. I don't
Okay.
know what.
We'll figure it out.
We haven't planned episodes yet. We're reaching the end of what we've planned, so.
Who knows what the future may hold?
It's a mystery.
Yes.
Steve could be a robot.
Yeah, hooray!
And on that note.
Season 3 is going to be weird. Oh yeah, just one more thing. Check out our home brewing TV show, Yin's Brewing. We're
yes.
finally online in a more watchable format.
Yin's Guys Brewing.
Yeah. Check that out on mca-tv.org. Episode 1 is available now, and I believe episode 2, 3, and 4 should be following in the coming weeks.
Yes. So check it out. It's a
Yes.
good time.
Yes.
I'm
Try
excited
it
to
out.
check it out.
Try it out.
All right. Until next week.
Yes.
Goodbye.